YouTube is exclusive.
Well, they're just gonna claim our shit in a heartbeat.
I know.
They claim all our shit. They claimed our shit last week too. All good because of the Joe Budden song. I'm like, I knew it, but whatever.
We can't even have fun anymore.
Because YouTube, I know I'll talk about YouTube because I want to get paid from YouTube. So, love you, YouTube. All right. It always happens, doesn't it?
Every time, babe.
YouTube bloopers. How about that?
Bloopers.
All right. Look at you, still in my lines. You gotta do it with the deep voice though. Oh yeah.
I don't have a deep voice. I'm a girl.
It's like, oh yeah.
It wasn't that high.
I mean, when you got a light voice, you gotta be like, ooh wee, or something like that. You can't be like, oh yeah.
Whatever. What else?
Listen, when I stay.
You just like to fumble with your mic.
I do. Is that a problem? Are you judging?
I'm not judging. Look, my mic stays solid.
Solid as a rock. YouTube, don't claim it. I'm just saying solid as a rock. Okay, gosh. Anyway, this is the So Mixed Up Podcast. We are your hosts, Yahshua and
Margarita.
Coming at you with another one. Episode 12. It's been 12 weeks. That's like, what, 3 months, right? Something like that, if I can count.
Yeah, we started, what, in March?
Something like, March something or another.
Woo,
Figure 12 episodes, 12 weeks. 12 weeks is usually 3 months. Yeah, you know the maths.
You know the maths.
Yeah, how's your week been?
Started off kind of crappy. I didn't get paid for like 2 days. Well, I did, but it's like 80% of my base rate that I'm getting paid for. I wasn't able to go to work because we had the curfew, and so it's been extended until Monday morning. And so yeah, that's the fun stuff.
Yep. My job doesn't care about me. It was like, yeah, be here.
Yeah, he was kind of salty because Monday kind of pissed me off because I was already at work in the parking garage, and I got a email by my manager. It was like, oh, don't report to work because of the curfews at 8 p.m., blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, this is going to suck.
Right, because I'm like, she had texted me and was just like, oh, well, I just got an email saying that I didn't have to be at work, so I'll be back home in a minute. I was just like, oh, that sucks. I was like, I kept checking mine, like, am I going to get a phone call or something telling me I don't have to go in? And it never came. So I was there at, 7:03 because I'm usually like 2 minutes late. So
5 minutes late. You get the 5 minutes.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's definitely been an interesting week all around.
Yeah.
A lot of positives. I think way more positives than negatives. I feel are occurring in the world. With all the protests going on, most of them being peaceful, and especially here. Like the first night, it was some commotion, but after that, it was pretty much peaceful protests.
I think the first 2 nights, I thought it was, a little bit of commotion, and I had a coworker of mine. He went to a protest. I think it was Sunday, Monday, and he said he enjoyed it. He loved it. He said it was very peaceful, nothing like super crazy. So
yeah. So from what I'm seeing, and I think obviously, the media is going to always perpetrate the most negative of any situation. But I think overall, I think that across the nation, most protests have been fairly peaceful, which is good. I'm seeing a lot of solidarity in between a lot of races, being down there protesting and being about the cause. It's good to see. I guess a few points about it. Obviously, there were some bad things initially, like a lot of what you're seeing, like for the peaceful protesting and like the police getting very combative to the peaceful protesters.
Yeah. Well, see, for me, it was kind of hard to kind of follow along just because I felt like I didn't know what was actually right and what was actually like what were people like just chopping up for social media, because that's the social media is known for, to just like chop stuff up and then just give you whatever it's going to kind of go viral, I guess. So a lot of it I was kind of like, I wanted to see the whole thing and I wanted to see like what was actually going on. So a part of me, I didn't know what was actually like real, like what actually went down, or what was just being said or told, like, oh, this was actually, but it didn't actually go down that way.
Yeah, I think from my point of view, I don't really go by things that are told to me. I go by like the videos that I see versus just like someone's recap of what happened. Like I saw a good amount of video of some crazy things happening. So that's what I'm mostly referring to, like the videos that I've seen. But like I said, most of it's been some peaceful things going on. Of course, a couple bad things. Like in Atlanta, where they had the couple that was pulled out and tased for no reason, and they all lost their jobs, and the mayor made sure that they were charged with like battery and assault and all of that. I was
Which,
like,
as they should.
Good. I'm like, when I first saw that video the night it happened, I was like, wow, like these people were just like, yeah, they were out after curfew, sure, but that doesn't mean that you could just pull them out their car, slash their tires, burst their windows, and tase them for doing nothing.
Like for me, what I don't understand is like they were in their car probably going home. Like it's not like they were in their car driving around buildings shooting them up or like doing stuff out of their car. They were literally in their car probably going home, and you have these, like, what was it, 5 cops, I think, wasn't it?
Something like that. I think it was I want to say 4, but don't quote me. But yeah, because it was even reported that they were leaving protest and going home after the protest, and then they got all of that happened to them, and you can see like in the video, it was live news coverage, which made it even crazier. It's like that a car passed in front of them, nothing happened to the car in front of them, and it just rolled up on that car, slashed tires, busted the windows, yanked her out the car, had her on the ground, handcuffed her, and just repeatedly tased the man. I'm like, what did they do? And one of the cops came out and was like, well, he heard our other officer yelling gun, 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 so he couldn't see because of the female that was in front of him, so he just tased. I'm like, well, the female was only in front of you because you guys yanked her out of the car. And yeah, like it wasn't a reason. Like
that's like the prime example of cops having way too much authority.
Exactly.
I feel like that video showed them like this is what cops like.
It was a good example.
Yeah, a good example of it. And then
see, this is what we're fighting about.
Yeah, like that just literally proved the point of why the protests are happening, because of the stuff like this. And it's just like, it makes no sense to me. It's just like, if you're yelling gun, like if somebody's gonna yell gun, at least try to see that you visually see a gun.
See the gun. Don't just like anybody can just be like gun. They can be like, oh, Yahshua has a gun. Do I need to get tased or shot? Like, no, see the gun first, please. Like, please locate the gun before you just decide to. And it's a lot of that. Like, what was it? Out in California, I want to say it was a Latino man. This was like a couple of days ago, where
Latinos, what's up? Represent.
I think it was reported that he was robbing a store or whatever. So the cops came or whatever, and the guy, I think he at first decided that he was going to run, but then was like, nah, I'm not going to do it. And he, put his hands up or whatever. I want to say he might have even got on his knees, but I don't know that for a fact. I can't remember the story verbatim. I think he might have even got on his knees, but he raised his arms up. But the cop said that he saw like something in his shirt, so he shot him because he thought it was a gun. Turns out it was just a hammer. So like, but even if it was a gun, the man's hands are in the air and he's surrendering. So why did you shoot him?
With,
Even if he had a gun on him.
An actual gun shoot, or just like?
No, shot him. He's dead. Like, he shot him.
Oh, wow.
Because he thought he had a gun. He thought he saw a gun, but it was a hammer. And
This
it's like
is the same thing that's going on with well, how long ago was this one? I didn't see this
a couple days ago. This was like maybe 2 days ago max, or it might have even been yesterday. It was not too long ago. And it was like, even if it was a gun, even if you saw the gun with your eyes and was like, that's a gun, if the man's hands are in the air and he's surrendering, saying, hey, come arrest me, come put handcuffs on me, why are you shooting him? Like, he's not reaching for the gun isn't out. What are you shooting him for, even if he had a gun? But it makes it 1,000 times worse that it was just a hammer that was in his shirt. So why so he needed to lose his life because you felt like he might have had a gun? Like, even if I have a gun, do I deserve to die for having a gun on me? Like, if I'm not reaching for it, if I'm not threatening you, like...
Yeah, the thing is, like... A lot of people are licensed to carry guns. Mm-hmm. So that's my first thing. Like, was he licensed to have a gun? Because a lot of people that... I mean, there's people that I'm starting to know that through, like, your friends and your family, they are licensed to have guns and they have guns on them.
Yeah, like, plenty of people have their gun. And it's like... Especially, like, if I'm legally allowed to have this gun, like, you can't just be... Like, you're a cop. You have guns. You can't be afraid of a gun because it might be in the presence. That doesn't mean just open fire because there's a gun around. Like, if you pull me over and I have my gun, you can't just open fire on me because you feel threatened. Like, no, like, that's not it's not the way it works.
That's another thing, is just like we're seeing these videos surface of, cops. I don't want to say bad cops, but cops that are not doing their job. Mm-hmm. These videos are surfacing up, and you're just like, this is the reason why we're fighting for. This is the reason why there's protests, is because you have these handful of cops that are, kind of pretty much fucked up. They're fucked up cops. And then you also have the cops that are just like basically guarding them and letting them do their whatever. Like, like our conversation, well, it wasn't on the pod, it was off mic last week, about me saying, like, that's where, where the distrust from black people goes to cops. Because, like, you have the cops that are fucked up and they use excessive force and they use their authority and they do fucked up stuff. But then, like I said, cops are rarely alone. They always have partners, or in those situations, there's always a bunch of cops around. But why aren't those cops stopping these things from happening? You know what I mean? Like, in the case of George Floyd, that's why those other, the other 3 cops have also been arrested now, because it's like, you let it happen. You were around, like, you stop them. Yeah, the also thing is, like, I noticed that the other 3 cops were... I think one was an Asian guy, I believe. The other one was maybe a black guy and another white guy. And it's just like, I don't know how, probably get some red flags on this one, but I just feel like when you have officers that are of color, you would think it would start with them to, like, okay, my people are getting, murdered and getting, shot at with cops. Like, let me pave a way to show them, like, not all the cops are bad, and I'm gonna, defend my people. I just feel like sometimes
you get a lot of that. Like, I remember there was it was a song, and the song is literally called "Fuck the Police," but in the song it's like, so you got the black cop showing out for the white one, and it's like, just because you're on this force, that means that you can be a force for change. Like, you don't have to just go along with, even if it's a corrupt system, and it's a corrupt system, that doesn't mean just go along with the corrupt system. Like, be a change, be a voice of change within that system.
That's the one thing that I had a talk with my sister-in-law, and she was like talking to my brother, and my brother is half black and half Mexican, and he was just like, no, he's like, it makes me not be kind of proud of being a black man. He's like, if I'm seeing this and I see people that are just like, they're in the forest and they're of color, like, that should be the change. Like, become a cop to make a change for the people.
Right. Don't become a cop and just go along with the already corrupt system.
And that's the thing I've noticed a lot more. I'm seeing, like, these cops that are black cops, and I'm seeing them, I'm like, okay, you're in the force. Okay, cool. Now show your people that not all cops are bad and that you're going to start making a change through you. But I feel like sometimes they just get the whole cop mind and they just kind of forget that their people are dying. And I feel like they should start, if you're going to become into the force, you want to save people, okay, cool. Also be a force of like, okay, it's going to stop through me. I'm not going to allow myself through harm other people or harm people of my race or whatever. Like, just if people that are of color that are going to be police officers, they should make a change.
I saw this one cop, I don't know what city it was in, but it was during the protest, and one of the cops got a little physical with somebody, and like it was this black woman cop, and she got at him. She was like, "No, stop! We're not doing that. Like, chill out." Like, and I was like, "Thank you." That should happen more with other cops holding other cops accountable and saying, "Hey, stop! Like, you don't need to use that excessive force. You don't need to." Once a guy is handcuffed, you don't need to continue hitting him. Like, he's handcuffed. He's like, and I think a lot of the cop thing is a pride thing. Like like, okay, let's say a guy is resisting, and he's trying to push and get away and all of that, and then once the cop gets him down in handcuffs, now he wants to kick him and punch him some extra times because his pride is hurt that he was possibly overpowered or he got made fun of, or he was made to look like a fool in a split second. So now he feels like, oh, now you're handcuffed. Now I'm gonna keep beating you. But it's like, okay, you're a cop. Like, you did your job. You got him down. He's handcuffed. Leave him alone. Like, because a lot of people will, that are, I ain't gonna say against the protest or whatever, but just people who, I guess, would defend the cop, I guess, in a way. Would be like, look, but he was just fighting the cop, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, he was fighting. Now the cop won. That's like you're in a boxing match and you knock someone out, but you're going to keep kicking him in the face. Like, no, like, you won now. You guys were fighting each other. You won. So in that sense of being a police officer, like, hey, even if the guy is combative, I don't care, black, white, Mexican, it doesn't matter. If you're fighting or he's resisting, once you've won, it's over.
Yeah.
Don't take the time till now that he's handcuffed and now that he's detained to keep punching him and keep kicking him. Like, no, it's over.
And another video, it was like a video of like, basically it was just putting the cops in like in the bad, like, what's it called, limelight or lime?
Bad light. Yeah. Shining a light on the bad cops.
And it made me mad because it was a woman officer and an officer, and they had this guy, and the guy was in handcuffed. And what made me mad was the male officer was just beating him, just like punching him and punching him and punching him. And I'm like, dude, like, he's already in handcuffs. Why are you keep punching it? And then what made me mad was the girl cop was just standing there, and she was like, act like she was gonna call somebody for help. And I'm like, this guy is literally handcuffed, and he, like, I mean, the guy's standing up, and the guy's a little bigger, but he's like straight up, like, just going ham on his face and just like beating him down. I'm like, what is he gonna do? He can't do anything. He's handcuffed. And then another one that I saw that kind of made me mad was this college girl. She was riding her bike, and I guess she got pulled over because she wasn't supposed to be on the some like pathway or whatever. And she, they were trying to ask her information. She would tell them, like, no, I want to know, like, why am I getting stopped? And they literally take her down to the floor. There's two of them. Take her down to the floor, and they just like. So they handcuff her, they're asking her questions. She's like, I don't want to answer. She's like, and then they read her rights or whatever. And then she had asked, like, can I get up? Like, can I sit up? And I will just wait on the curb. And then, so they're like, okay, cool. So she, like, gets up by herself, and then they grab her, like, no. And they put her back down, like, no, we'll put you up. And she's like, no, I want to do it myself. I don't need you to help me. And then she's like, let me do it myself. And they're like, no. And then they literally had her on the ground. I'm like, why is it like that? To me, just makes you look like you just want to have so much power. And in reality, I'm like,
be in control. You want to make people hurt and just show them, like, no, I'm absolute. Like, I am the authority.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, one is like, she's also a girl. Like, she's a college girl, like probably early 20s, maybe, or maybe like late teens. Two, she's not that big for two cops to be on her like that. And I was just like, and if she's asking you, can I do it myself? Like, she knew she's in handcuffs. She's not going to run away. She just wants to do it by herself. She doesn't need you. And the fact that they said no, and they literally threw her back on the ground and just like had her like her face hit the ground. I just like, that video made me so mad. I was just like, this is why there's protests. This is why shit's going down in every city because of this stuff like this. Like there's more videos surfacing. You're just like, how long is this stuff going? Like, and why is it not being stopped?
That's why I think I love the new age of, it's been going on. It's been being recorded, and it's been that the cops aren't being held accountable when they're not catching charges and being convicted of crimes. But I like that now in this protest that, again, we still have this footage so we can see still what's going on. The cops are being combative to peaceful protesters, and even the people who are just against the protests in general, and they're going down there to protest the protesters, which is the dumbest thing in the world to me, to go down there and be like, no, this is dumb, no Black Lives Matter, blah 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 blah. We have you guys on camera too. I've seen a lot of people posting like racist stuff on Facebook or whatever, and then that shit gets shared around so quick. And like, it was this one school, I don't know what the school was. It was, I want to say it was some kind of art school or something, and she was like, no, like she was all against the Black Lives Matter and saying like, no, this is dumb, no protest should be happening, like George Floyd deserved to die, da 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 da. And like, I guess they saw like some post-ups a couple of days ago saying how excited she was that she got accepted into the school, blah 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 blah.
Oh, did they deny
I want to say
her?
was she a gymnast or something? She got on some kind of scholarship for some kind of activity that she did.
I feel like
they sent her a letter and was just like, or they sent like a statement saying like, this girl, da 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 da, she doesn't actually go here. She was accepted. She hasn't started yet. We are rescinding her her scholarship and her acceptance into the school, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, thank you. Like, you put all the stuff on social media and everyone can see it. It's going to get shared around. Like, they're going to see it.
I think we had the conversation like maybe a couple podcasts ago where we're talking about like, once it goes on the internet, it stays on the internet. And I feel like there's just people out there that will, like, I've seen plenty of posts where like someone will share something that someone said racist, and they'd be like, Facebook, do your thing. And it will get shared around. They will find, even if she didn't have her name, they will find her picture, they'll find her name, they'll find her school, they'll find her job, they'll find her address, her number. That's like literally how crazy. They will find it. Yeah, like it's crazy.
You will pay, like
yeah.
Don't put it out there. Like, is it really worth it? Like, to put it out there that, I'm really just going to be this racist on Facebook and think that, especially in this time where there's such a microscope on it, and you're going to see what's going to happen. Like, even a couple weeks ago, like, this was like maybe borderline a month ago now, before all of this even happened. It was these two white people, TikTok, and I don't know what the trend. Tell me that. Yeah, I don't know what the trend was, but their
TikTok
video of it was how to make a nigger or something like that, and it was like, I guess you fill up the cup if they had whatever the hell it was, and it was like, no father, they did that, and on crack or some shit like this mad racist shit.
I think it was like
watermelon and fried chicken.
It was like
just mad racist shit.
It was a couple. It was a boy
and a girl.
Yeah, and it was in the bathroom, and they were had like, it was like, I think it was like what's it called, index cards, and they would like post stuff on there, and then they just kept
pouring water on the cards. Yeah,
and it kept going, and I was just like, what? And then didn't they like all of a sudden they found her Twitter account, and they found
and I think the school, I want to say the school expelled her and all kind of shit. Then she was all sorry, like, then she was trying to apologize for it because she knew that it got out and it was going viral, and she was fucked up about it. And then once she got expelled from school, then she just started just getting extra racist. She was like, oh, see, that's why I don't like you niggers. You guys ruined my life and blah blah blah. Now my future has been taken from me. Blah blah blah. Like
no, you
did it to yourself. Like, what are you talking about?
I love when people do that and be like, oh, my future's ruined. Like, no, you ruined
you ruined it. Like,
it's like you ruin your future by being racist. Like,
right, like,
you can't be like, oh, my future got ruined. Like, no, you were racist. It got out. You got exposed, and now you're paying for it. Like,
even like, because I think in this time, like, I do have to question the authenticity of like I told you, like all of these brands and companies coming out saying we stand with you. It's so phony, but I feel like they know that they have to do that because they know that if they don't, it'll be a boycott, and they want people to still shop with them, and they want the money.
I'm gonna cut you off real quick.
What?
How you feeling about Marvel?
Marvel, listen, I don't.
Because there's like Marvel, there's like a lot of companies that came.
I guess I'm not. I don't know, because you got a lot of people that are under the assumption like, hey, if you support Trump, you're racist. You know what I mean? And I don't fully believe that, because I know people in person that are Trump supporters. You know what I mean? And I don't believe that they are racist people. So I'm not on the wagon of like, if you support Trump, you're a racist. So I'm not on that wagon. And I think it does need finer like combing through to see like specifically what they are about versus just they're a Trump supporter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
know the Wendy's people were like, oh, Wendy's supports Trump, blah, 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 blah. But I think it was just like maybe a franchise or two that donated to his campaign versus the Wendy's brand in general saying, I support Trump. You know what I mean? I think the Marvel, it was, I guess whoever the CEO of Marvel is right now, I guess donated to his campaign or his whatever, something about Trump they donated to. I'm like, that's the CEO. Like, I don't, like, it's not the Marvel brand saying like, hey, we're Trump supporters. You know what I mean? Versus him single-handedly supporting Trump and donating versus Marvel putting out a statement saying, hey, we stand with Trump, we're Trump supporters. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's a difference there between that. Like, I'm pretty sure Marvel employs 200,000 people. So I'm sure there's a good amount of people that are probably Trump supporters. Like, I'm not going to just be like, no one, you know what I mean? Like, the company that you support and whatever, I'm not going to just assume that everyone that works for these companies have the same beliefs as me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's plenty of Trump supporters that work in or at various places that I go to or shop at. You know what I mean? So I can't be like, oh, you support Trump, so I can't. Like, if I find out one of the presidents of Kroger supports Trump, I'm not gonna be like, I'm not shopping at Kroger no more. I'm like, okay, that's one person. Now, if the company itself comes out and says, hey, we're Trump supporters, I feel like it's a little bit of a different thing. Yeah,
because I have a coworker of mine that like won't go to like a certain restaurant because they don't follow her beliefs, and she's like very adamant about it. And I'm just like, okay, like I'm not gonna be like, you're wrong. I just be like, there's a lot of people that
I feel like, okay, if it's let's say it's a mom and pop type restaurant where it's like, no, it's just that one or two, and they do some shit that you don't like, or they believe in some shit you don't like, cool, don't go there. But let's say it's a Red Lobster, and they be like, oh, we're Trump supporters. I'm like, it's a lot of Red Lobster, and there's a lot of them that are, I guess, you have the CEO or president and owner of Red Lobster, but I'm pretty sure each subsidiary is like ran or owned by someone specific. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, people don't break it down like that. Like, I know Chick-fil-A's been a controversial thing of being very I don't know, religious and being against gay people and da-da-da-da-da, but I know a lot of gay people that eat at Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
that's what I was gonna say. Like, Chick-fil-A was like one of those big ones where I was just like, I guess they aren't, they're very, I guess, Christian and whatnot, like religion, you know what I'm trying to say. And so, but I do know a lot of gay people that are like, man, those Chick-fil-A nuggets is the bomb, and they still eat there. So it's just like,
they're like, yeah, whatever.
Like, if the food's good,
right?
I mean, I just think
so. Like, especially them coming out as Trump support, like, does that surprise anybody? Like, I know a lot of people were on the timeline, like, oh, I guess we can't eat at Chick-fil-A no more. Did that really surprise any of you? Like, I'd be shocked if they said that they weren't a Trump supporter. Like, we don't stand with Trump, and they're like, they're to the point where they're like, so, like, I don't know if they've put out any statement, if they're one of the brands that put out any statement saying we stand with the Black Lives Matter. But I do know that they're a company that says, hey, if you want to protest, we can't stop your right to protest. But do not have anywhere on any of your profiles saying that you work for Chick-fil-A. Don't have any pictures up of you in a Chick-fil-A outfit, or not outfit, uniform, none of that. Don't associate yourself with Chick-fil-A in the public at all if you want to protest. And I do feel like that is a little out of line to be like, hey, you can believe in what you believe in, but don't show that you're a part of our brand if you believe it. Like, what? So I think that was a little nuts that they put out that statement. But yeah,
I saw that, and I wanted to be like, because I didn't know if that was actually like true or if it was just like somebody just like, you know how people be,
it was real.
You know how people would just be like fornicating like stuff just to make memes and whatnot. So I didn't know. I saw that and I was like,
I mean, I took, for me to know what Chick-fil-A is and what they stand for, I took it to be real. Now, whether or not it was, because when you said it, it made me like, okay, well, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Yeah. But for what I know for them to stand for, it seemed pretty authentic.
I don't know, because like, that's what I said, because like the Chick-fil-A that I go to are heavily of colored people that work there, and I feel like, to me personally,
say people of color.
Oh, sorry, people of color.
Because the way you said it made it sound like you was like colored people. Like, it was, I know what you meant, but yeah, I know. But just, just phrase it a little differently to make it, you know.
You know what I'm trying to say, babe. Dang. I was trying to thought. Go ahead.
My bad. It's just when you was like, a lot of colored people work at Chick-fil-A. I was like, we word it.
Yeah. We can cut that out.
But yes, a lot of people of color do work at Chick-fil-A's. But yeah, about the whole brand thing, people, I'm like, it's cool. Like, I get why they're doing it. It is a little unauthentic. Disauthentic. I'm going unauthentic. I think that's the one. It's very unauthentic when I see just a blanket statement from like every company, like, yeah, we don't stand with racism, Black Lives Matter. Like, I get why you're doing it, but it doesn't scream authenticity to me.
Okay, so we were just playing Call of Duty, and that Black Lives Matter message, how does that make you feel?
The same way. Yeah, like, I appreciate it, I get it, you know what I mean, but it doesn't sway me in any way. Like, if you did not make that statement, I wouldn't not play Call of Duty or feel like Call of Duty people who make Call of Duty are racist because they don't make a statement saying black. Like, no, this is a video game. I play this to escape real life. I don't need you to put Black Lives Matter on the screen every time we load up a match. I don't need that. Yeah. Like, it's cool, but it's like I said, it's not swaying me in any direction or making me feel a way for you to say that.
Would you have, I'm trying to see how do I word this, like, now that a lot of companies are putting like Black Lives Matter or whatever on stuff like that, are you like, how am I trying to say this? Are you disappointed people that, would you have been disappointed if they didn't do that, or would you just been like,
I would not care in the slightest. Like, it's the same. I feel the same way about that as I do with the celebrities. Okay. I don't need celebrities to jump out and say Black Lives Matter. Like, I'm not of the people who are like, your silence is saying you are against us. I don't care. Like, I could care less what anybody has to, like, I don't care. I don't need Jennifer Aniston to say Black Lives Matter. I don't need it. Like, it's cool. Like, I understand. You know what I mean? I don't need you to say it. Just like I don't need these companies to do it. It doesn't do anything for me. You know what I mean? Like, I would not look at them differently if they didn't. Like, you're a brand. Like, this isn't. I don't look to Call of Duty for my social justice platform. Okay, like, I don't care.
Now, let's just put, like, say that you do care that brands, you know, certain things. Would you feel a way if a certain company didn't do it?
If I was someone who cared?
Yeah, like,
I guess, maybe. Like, I think I would look toward it more if it's companies that, you know, really, I don't want to say ride the coattails of black culture, but like, that's what they're geared toward, and they don't, then sure, I might feel away. You know what I mean? Like, if you're all about like like if you're Foot Locker or if you're like Urban Outfitters or some shit. I don't know if Urban Outfitters is white owned or black owned. I don't know. But like if you're a type of company that kind of caters and gears toward that black culture and you don't say something, I might feel away. You know what I mean? But again, I personally don't care. Like I don't need it. But I guess if I was a person who did care, I think I would care more if those type of companies don't say something versus a Target or a Walmart. I could care less if Target or Walmart says anything. But I would look more toward like, I can't think of companies now in my head, but you know what I mean? Like companies that kind of gear toward that. Like if you make your bread off of black culture and then you don't say something, it's like, oh, okay, well, I saw that. You know what I mean? Like I saw that. So yeah.
Sorry, excuse the hair, people on YouTube. My hair is mad crazy.
Oh yeah, by the way, guys, check us out on YouTube.
Yeah.
So mixed up. Yeah. We always making videos. I mean, we're gonna keep making videos because we love to do it.
Yeah. Check us out.
It don't be mattering to us, you know. 9 videos, 9 views or 900 views. Who cares? We'll still be out there.
We'll still be out there. We're trying to make
grinding. So yeah, we're actually recording on a Friday, guys. I feel like I should put that out there.
Yeah.
Just in case some shit happens tonight or tomorrow and we don't talk about it. Like, why the hell didn't they talk about? Just because it's Friday today.
Yeah.
I took off today and she's off today, so it was right. So
I work this weekend, so I kind of.
So yeah, we don't have to worry about trying to do it when she comes home from work like we normally do.
Yeah.
On those days, on the Saturdays that she works, we usually record when she gets off of work, and sometimes it's a lot. So
yeah,
we're just like, let's just do it today. All right. Moving on to new topics, guys.
Woohoo. I mean, kind of related topics, I guess.
Yeah. So, Governor DeWine.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. I don't know if this is true or not, but I did see a Facebook. You know how you go to Facebook for everything, okay, guys? Facebook is your life. I'm just kidding.
I'm going to say, not mine.
I'm just kidding. People, don't take me serious.
Oh, yeah. I got to lean forward.
Yeah. But apparently there was I guess there was a post that he had said that like all the the city of like the whole Ohio, all the police officers are going to get retrained and something else done. And I saw that and I was like, it's a step forward, but I still think there's a long way to go. Like I appreciate it if it's true that he's going to get every police officer in Ohio to get retrained, and it was something I can't remember the other word they used. But if it is true, I appreciate it, but I still feel like it's a long way to go. Like it's a step forward, but it's still not enough.
I think the only way that works is, I mean, they can be retrained, but if the same cops are still cops and they still feel the same way, they're going to do the same shit.
Yeah.
But the only way that works is if you make laws that, or I don't know if you can make laws or change laws about it, but like if an officer uses excessive force to convict him and sentence them, you know what I mean? Like that's the only way that we're going to actually see the change, because just because you retrain the police officers doesn't mean that their beliefs are going to, like, okay, let's say it's a racist cop to begin with.
Yeah.
And you retrain them. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah. Got it, chief. They're going to still go out and really go hard on black people. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to change, but
yeah,
I mean, like you said, it's a step forward.
It's a step forward.
I think they have to figure out other things.
Because I think for me, when I read that, and then I guess somebody else commented on it, like, oh, like it's about time he spoke up. And in my head, I was just like, but he's also trying to deal with the pandemic that's going on. Like, yes, this is going on, but he's trying to deal with the pandemic that's going on. He's trying to figure out like what can get open. He's still trying to figure out these steps so that way not all of a sudden we are all dying again because of the coronavirus and it comes back 2 times harder. So like in a way I kind of felt bad for the governor because they kind of gave him crap like, oh, he's just now speaking up about it. I'm like, he can't just be like make these rules and be like, we're gonna do it now. He gotta figure out like what is proper, like what's the steps that he can take that's gonna actually benefit what's going on and just not hurt them more. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and for the governor, I mean, you have to take time to come up with a plan before you speak. You can't just get out there and speak and then don't have any kind of plan and action to do things. Like I'm sure it took a while for him to you know, get with the local officials or the state officials and talk to them and see the plan of action to take to address the issue versus just getting out there and be like, yeah, man, that was fucked up. And just go back into his chambers. Like, I mean, you have to take time to come up with a plan of action
because
before
even
you just
like
get out there.
another thing that he also said that was like a report on the news was earlier he didn't even know if school was going to be open in the fall. And now he, like, I guess he's been doing, like, you know, his work and research and all that stuff, talking to people. And he had said that he is intending to have school open in the fall. But there's going to be, like, more regulations. And he said it's also up to the school officials to see, like, when school is going to start and how it's going to start. He's like, but he's making sure that school will start in the fall, which I think it's a big step because they had originally said that it was going to be online school, even for the kids that, like, elementary kids and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, he was like, oh, it's going to be still remote learning. And I feel like now he made it into a way where, like, that's what he first said in the beginning, and now he's like, okay, no, I'm going to make it official that we don't have to do remote learning for parents and teachers or whatnot. Like, we're going to make them go to school. So I feel like he is trying to take steps to, you know, help the issue, help the situation, but at the same time, I feel like people are giving him so much crap. I'm like, we're still in a pandemic. Like, yes, this is going on. This is also added to his plate. Now he no longer does it. He doesn't have just the pandemic anymore. He has to, okay, now this issue is happening, and he's like, okay, how can I help, but without putting my foot in my mouth? And I feel like, you know, he did if it is true, the statement that he's going to retrain people and have them, like, something else to them, then yeah, I think it's a great step forward, but it also is a long way to go. I feel like there still needs to be more to it to actually help and also, like, I don't want to say the word fix, but, like, make the situation semi better. I don't even like saying that word because I don't know.
I know Minneapolis, they just, I think, passed a law saying that cops can no longer do chokeholds. Okay, so good. That's, you know, a step forward to.
But are they doing chokehold as, like, with hands or actual with the knee too?
I'm assuming both. You know, okay. I didn't read into the law, but I'm assuming both.
Yeah, because you know how people are gonna be like, well, it's not technically a chokehold, and I'm like, nah, that's still a chokehold. If he can't breathe, it's still a chokehold.
So I'm thinking both ways. Like, you can't suffocate or I won't say strangle because it's not strangle, but you can't asphyxiate anybody. You know what I mean? I'm assuming that's what the rule is.
But I feel like it's like sad that the only way that's getting changed is because somebody died.
Right.
And I feel like that's the big issue as well. I feel like there's certain things that should have been already a law, a rule that didn't have to take, like, somebody's life didn't have to be taken away. And I feel like a lot of stuff doesn't change unless something happens, like severe happens. Like, there's a I can't what law it is, but, like, something about, like, kids can't play under tables anymore. Because when I worked at I know, because when I worked at a daycare, it was a law that, like, this kid had died because he, like, was playing under a table and it collapsed on him. And it was like it was something for a daycare where it's just like where the kids aren't allowed to be, like, we have to have certain tables that can't be too high and they have to be, like, sturdy so that way kids, like, aren't allowed to go under and the tables collapse. Yeah, it was, like, some type of law that happened in a daycare that a kid passed away because he was, like, crawling under a table and it collapsed on them. I can't remember.
Well, you know, it's true that every law and rule is in place for a reason. Even how stupid it might seem. Yeah. You're like, well, some shit must have happened that this is the reason why this is a rule.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't have common sense because you would think, like, don't let the kid play under the table. But sometimes
I let police kids play under the table all the time.
Yeah. like even my kid does play under the table, but it's just like, it's just crazy for me to have, like, that only certain laws or rules get passed because a tragedy happened. Like, why wasn't that rule already or that law in place before he died? Like, that's like common sense to me. Like, don't literally kill a person with choking them or, like, whatever you're doing. Like, don't do it to the point where they're gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, no.
we live and learn, I guess.
You know, you got to make it a rule for people to not do it because it's
Yeah.
something that they want to do. So you got to make it a rule for saying, hey, don't do it. If you do it, you go to jail.
Yeah.
All right, what you got up there? I see interracial couples, mixed issues.
Oh yeah. Well, this is kind of like an earlier topic. Basically, it happened to me and also happened to my sister-in-law. But basically is, I guess, how do I want to put this? I guess there's certain people that have issues of people being like dating like out of the race. Because a situation that happened to me was I was at work and my supervisor or my coordinator at the time, she's like very nosy. I think I've told you this story, where she just like wanted to know like who I was dating, and I didn't tell her. And I guess she had went to another coworker of mine and was like, oh, who is she dating? And my other coworker of mine, like, I'm very private of my life, so I don't really put myself out there. And unless like I kind of know you and I feel comfortable with you is when I'll like kind of open up to you. But otherwise, like, I'll just give you the bare minimum information about me and keep it pushing. So that's how I was with her. Oh, excuse me. That's how I was with her. I didn't like want to give her a lot of information because I didn't know her. I don't know how she is, and you know how the kitchen is. Like, they say something and it just goes everywhere. Ooh, that ginger beer is getting to me. But she had like went to my other coworker and was like, oh, who's Margarita dating? Like, who is she dating? Who's she dating? And so my coworker, of course, just like giving her out my information, showed her a picture of you. And I think it was like 2 days later, I came back to work and she's like, oh, like, I saw a picture of your boyfriend. And I was just like, my boyfriend? And she's like, yeah, like, you're dating a black guy. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, I just thought maybe because, you know, you're Hispanic and his name was Yahshua, like, maybe he was like Hispanic. Like, I didn't know you were like dating a black guy, and like he's like black. And when she said like he's black, I'm like, what does that mean? And I just kind of got quiet. And I guess she had like started talking to somebody else and was like, oh, there's another guy that's just going for other people instead of our own race. And I was just like, what the heck? And so, and what happened to like my sister-in-law, well, kind of like similar as well, where it's just like my brother, my sister-in-law, I guess we're at the park and they were just like tossing the disc around, and there was like two black girls that came up to her, like, they didn't come up to her, but they were like saying stuff about her, and like, oh, you're dating a black guy, like, you should date your own race, and you're just taking our men's, and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, are we still on that? Like, is that still a thing where people can't date outside of their race?
I'm not gonna say they can't, but I mean, it depends on who it is. Whatever they feel the way they want to feel. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. You know, you got people that don't. I mean, you got people that don't want to date outside their race, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you can't be upset because someone does. Like get over it.
Because like for me, like I come from California, and so like I'm so used to people just literally are mixed. Like I'm so used to people being mixed, people dating outside of their race. Like it was never like an issue. But like I did notice, like, coming to Ohio, where I was just like, oh, like a lot of people would stare at my sister-in-law and her kids, and because my kids are like Caleb and Maya are like darker than Joy was, and Hazel's like a little darker than, you know, Joy, and Joy's like has the red hair, but she has also have dark skin and has dark eyes, and they like kind of stare at my nieces and nephew, and they're like, look at them like, these can't be hers. And I was like, no, they're my kids, like all of them are mine. And so my mom kind of like irks my mom a little bit, because she's like, what does it matter? She's like, they're like, people just act like you can't date outside of their races, and people have to date, like, if she's white, she has to date a white girl, a white guy, and like if they're black, I'm like, I guess I don't know if that's just like in Ohio it's still like fairly new, or if people are still not used to other people dating inside of their race.
I don't know, because I mean, people that I associate with, I mean, I've seen a lot of people date outside their race, so I guess it doesn't occur to me. Like, it doesn't come across my path.
Yeah.
Like, I know plenty of people that, like Dimitri, only girls he ever been with is white girls. Like, whatever. Kathy, her youngest daughter's mixed. You know, her baby daddy's black. Matt, his wife is white. Kevin, I think he's with I think his wife is Hawaiian. You know what I mean? So
yeah, like I said, like
people,
to me,
like I said, people that I associate with aren't like, I don't know, aren't about that. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
what
it
I'm saying.
doesn't
Like
matter.
for me, that's the thing. Like for me, I'm just like, I'm so used to seeing other people date.
But to be honest with you, like, until you first said it ever, like, I didn't see us as an interracial couple. Like, to me, Mexican is just brown. Like, I don't see Mexican as being interracial. But I mean, I guess if some people do, they do.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see us as being interracial until you first said it. Like, oh, we're something about interracial couple. I'm just like, oh, are we? Like, oh,
yeah.
I didn't see that. So I mean,
yeah, like, cause like even I know like stereotypical like Mexicans like date normally they'll date like their race. They won't normally date outside of their race unless they want to be a rebel. So, but yeah, I was just saying like I'm so used to seeing people like be in a melting pot and they're all just like date whoever they feel comfortable. Like it was never like, no, you have to date this way and only this person. Like my mom, her first husband was black, and then my dad is like Puerto Rican and black, so it's like that's how I grew up. I was so used to like people just mixing in, but I did that kind of, it threw me off a little bit because I was just like, and then it kind of brought it up again because I think I had somebody else was talking to me about it when I was at work, and they were like, oh, like your fiance is black, and I was just like, yeah, like I don't know, it kind of threw me off because I'm just like, what does it matter that he's black? Like for me, I'm like, am I not allowed to date him? Like, are you guys? Yeah. And then like when my ex coworker, where she was just like, oh no, he's like black. I'm like, what does that mean? Like for me, I'm just like, I don't know what that means. And then I'm not sure if people like, what's that one celebrity that I think Joe Budden brought up that he only like wants to date white girls?
Michael B. Jordan?
I think it is. Or was it the other guy, Chad something? Isn't his name Chad?
Which one? Black Panther?
Yeah.
Probably Michael B. Jordan. I don't know of who Chad Boswick dates, but I know it's a rumored or a running joke that Michael B. Jordan only dates white girls.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was like, and then people get mad like that, like, oh, black men don't want to date, black girls. They don't want to date their race. They don't want to go. I'm like, I mean, it's just a preference. I think. I don't think it matters of like race. I think it just matters like what they prefer and how they like. I guess chemistry for me was chemistry. It doesn't really matter. I wasn't like, oh, you're black, baby, I'm gonna date you. Like, no, I was just like, if we have chemistry and that was it, and I didn't look it as your race, like, oh, I wanted to date. But I feel like I do know a lot of girls that I work with and had worked with were like very big on like, oh, like you're dating a black guy or your fiance's black. I'm like, what does it matter? So I don't know, I wanted your opinion on it. I know you said you don't really.
Yeah, it doesn't come across my path. Like I don't, or I guess people that I don't know, I guess associate with don't care in that sense. You know what I mean? So it doesn't come across my path. So I don't know. That's something that I guess you deal with. But.
I do. Yeah, I deal with it a lot just because of my like nieces and nephew are mixed, and I just feel like a lot of people are still kind of like, I don't want to say like they're still like, I don't want the word racist around, but like I feel like they're still kind of like, or like, oh wow, like they're mixed, and ooh, like kind of like, not like, what's the word, like not frowned upon, like, oh, or frowned upon. It's just like they look at it and like, oh, like they'll stare hard at them, and I'm like, just they're kids, like leave them alone, like just don't stare at them, like whatever. And then they'll like, my sister-in-law gets questions like all the time, like, oh, like what's your like, because she's a white girl, they're like, oh, they see her and like ask her like, oh, like who's the dad? Oh, that's the dad. And oh my god, you see the kids. I'm like, just why does it care? Like, why does it matter? Like, they're kids, leave them alone. So I've dealt with it a lot growing up too, and seeing it with my kid, it kind of like bugs me a little bit because we'll be going around the mall and they'll just still be like staring at them. I'm like, really? Like we're still on that point? Like I thought we're in 2020. Like that should not be an issue anymore.
Yeah, like you said, you see what's going on in the world, so yeah. It definitely is.
Yeah,
it's not something that's going away anytime soon. It doesn't look like.
Yeah,
but yeah, like I said, it doesn't come across my path. I don't.
You lucky.
I don't experience
you
it.
You lucky.
All right, so what you got up here about this lab nurse?
Oh my God, lab nurse. Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
Don't even say that. That's literally how she said it. She said, oh my goodness. Okay, so I think I've said it before on this podcast. I'm diabetic. Anyways, I went to get... What? I know. What? I'm diabetic, babe. Thought you knew that.
Nah, I didn't know.
No, you didn't know? Oh, man. So, I went to go get a urine test and get my A1C checked. If you guys don't know what A1C check means, it's just basically it's a blood test that they do to see how your blood sugars have been going for like a couple months. So like even if you like lie and be like, oh no, my numbers are great, they can tell by by this test, like, no, your numbers have been running high or low or like whatever, and they want your A1C to be like 7 or below. And so I went to go get it, and she's like, oh, she looks at me and she's like, oh, she asked me like, what's my date of birth? Okay, well, what first happens, like, I'm in there for like an hour. I get there like around like 9 something. I didn't leave until like 11, because like they had like the whole coronavirus and they had like certain protocols and whatnot. So I go there, I'm sitting there and I wait, get the nurse. So I close the door and she's like, no, keep the door open. I was just like, but my privacy, like, you're about to start like testing me and poking me and like doing other stuff. Like, I don't want people to see that they can see me. She's like, no, I'll close it in a minute, but like, I'm so hot right now, I can't breathe. I was like, okay. I'm like, whatever. So I'm sitting there and she's like asking me questions and I'm trying to like whisper it to her because I don't want people out there that can just hear me and see me like know my information and like what's going on with me. So she's like, oh, well, she's like, go here, go pee in this cup. And I'm like, all right. So I go pee in the cup because I guess she couldn't get the machine to get my labels printed out so she can put on the cup, whatever. So I do it. And then she's like, asking me, she goes like, oh, like, which arm do you normally get your blood drawn off? I'm like, either one is fine. She's like, okay. She tells me to make a fist. I do it. So she sticks me here. I got a nice little bruise here. And she's just like, oh my God, this vein, like, it just disappeared, it doesn't work, like, it's so tiny, like, oh, you're giving me so much issues. And I was just like, I know she's trying to joke around, but like, I'm getting blood drawn, I'm getting poked, I don't like getting poked, like, it's not a time to joke around with me.
Yeah, you do.
You were gonna say something, and then so she like pokes me on this arm. It doesn't like work, and I'm like, I try this arm, and she just like stabs me on this arm, and she's like, are you sure you've been drinking water? And I'm like, yes, I literally drank some water before I came here, so that way I wouldn't have an issue to get my blood drawn. She's like, your veins just so little. She's like, you're giving me such a hard time, like, your blood shouldn't be this like difficult, like, I don't understand. I'm like, any other person, like, I've had my blood drawn many times. Like, they look at my arm and be like, okay, they stick it in, boom, blood comes out. And I'm like, and she's like, oh, like, she's like being really like just kind of like rough with me a little bit. She's like, oh, you're being so sweet and you're letting me stab you a couple times. I'm just like, do I have a choice? Like, I have to get this test done. Do I have a choice? And so she's like, it's not like she has to get a lot of blood. It's like a little bit of blood that she has to get. And so she's like, oh, I guess this will do fine. Like, she gets a vial out. And I'm like, you don't need to fill it up. Like, I'm telling you, like, you don't need to fill it up.
Must be new.
Like, no, she's been there for a while. Like, she's super, like, she's older lady and she knew exactly what she's been there for a long time. But like, for me, I just feel like either she was just like, I think she was flustered because she couldn't breathe with the mask on and she was getting all hot and she's like, oh, I'm so bothered, I'm so hot, I can't breathe. And she would like take it off and be like like breathing and like having like her calm moment times. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, okay. And then what got me was like, she's like, oh, you're such a baby, you shouldn't even be here, you should be at Children's Hospital getting this done. I was just like, I'm 27. I'm like, I'm not a baby. But like, that kind of bothered me because there's a lot of people that do that. They would just be like, oh, you're such a baby. You shouldn't like be here. I'm like, no, I'm 27.
Like, I'm old as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to deal with that, guys.
You don't.
You know, I get my blood drawn every, I don't know, so often when I get some tests done or whatever, or at work, or, you know, or I get my vaccine or whatever every year for work, but I don't have to get the blood drawn often.
Yeah.
I'm cool on that.
Cool.
I'm cool, but cooler than cool.
But I do have news for you, babe.
Ooh, what?
Got news for you, babe. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't want to spoil it because I got my test results back today.
You're pregnant? Oh, what?
Pregnant, guys. I'm pregnant. They're gonna get so tired of this joke.
I know, right?
They won't.
Lydia.
I know. Like, they're not even gonna believe it until like we're gonna actually say they were actually pregnant. They're gonna be like, whatever.
Big ass bump. Like, I guess they were true.
They were pregnant. I'm just kidding. So remember how I said that the A1C is important, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so my A1C before was at a 13.9, which is extremely high. Not good. So I got it back today, and I dropped it down to 4 points down. So now I'm at a 10.5, I believe.
That's not 4 points. That's okay.
What? But it was like 0.9. I was almost at a 14. I round up, okay?
Okay.
Let me have that. Okay? Jeez. Always gotta be exact. Jeez.
I'm just very technical.
When you want to be. But anyways, so yeah, I got it back. My doctor was like, it's still extremely high. I'm like, okay, but if you know me,
Like, shut up, bitch.
I'm like, if you know me, you know I went from a 13, almost a 14 to a 10. Like, that's a significant drop, okay? And I'm on my way to being healthy so I can get pregnant.
Good.
Got it,
So we're
Lydia?
gonna keep dropping it down more and more when you go back.
I don't go back until I think November.
All right, November. I want to see a 7. What's it supposed to be? What's average? I guess.
I think I said it earlier, but I don't think you heard me. So average is, for people who don't have diabetes, they want it to be like a 5 or like a 5. People who are diabetic, they want it in between like a 7 and a 5.
Okay, I want to see 6 next time you go.
Like, if you hit a 6 is good, but they, like, for me, the doctor wants me to be at a 7 and to stay at a 7, not to go up and down, up and down. I've been up and down, up and down. I'm like crazy.
Yeah, so we're gonna get that together, and that's actually a good segue into our
right?
final topic. Yeah, so guys, I've been fucking up. So, yes, I mean, we've been doing good, but not like great with our I'm gonna say weight loss. I'm not gonna say diet, because we've been actually all right with our diet. We haven't been exercising, and we just started. Oh, I wish I had the jug right now, but we have these gallon jugs. Like
Speak for yourself. I've been doing some squats and some sit-ups, but not on a daily basis like I should be.
so like once.
Like once a week.
Yeah, what else? So yeah, but we have these gallon jugs of water, or not of water, but these gallon jugs that we fill with water. They have like motivational quotes on the side, like, "Hey, good morning, keep going, you almost got it." Da 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 da. So we've been doing those, drinking those every day.
It's a struggle. This is the first week we've done it.
It is. The first couple of days were cool with me, and the last couple of days, when I'm at work, I'm always like doing stuff, and I don't drink a lot. Like, when I drink, it's the water, but it just depends on how much I actually stop to get a drink. So I gotta just make sure that I'm drinking. But yeah, starting Monday, we're gonna be working out 3 times a week, holding ourselves accountable, and we gotta let you guys know. I think we're kind of in a competition with each other, maybe. We didn't say so, but we're going to see how much weight we can lose before this wedding.
Okay, I mean, we weren't, but I'm down. You going to lose.
All right. We're going to keep you guys aware.
You got to lose 25. I have to lose 10.
A fucking month. Get out of here. It's not going to happen.
You see how it is? Like, no, you got to lose 25.
I got to lose 25. She got to lose 10.
Guys lose weight faster than girls.
I don't want to hear it.
Everybody knows this.
I don't want to hear it.
Everybody knows this.
But I don't want to hear it.
Everybody knows this.
No.
I thought we were going to keep going. I'm going to make a remix out of it.
No. We're gonna turn our shit off. We're like, what the fuck am I listening to? An hour, 4 minutes in. Like, fuck this.
Look, if they made it an hour 4 in, look, you've been blessed.
I know. But yeah, we're going on 3 days a week, getting our crap together. Oh, we're not going to be eating meat 1 day a week.
Yeah.
At least for now, until I talk her into doing more. But for right now, every Friday, we're going to be doing 1 day a week of no meat.
It's like Lent all over again for me.
Yeah. So that means you got to turn that challenge then. That means we got to do 2 days a week. But for now, we'll do one.
We'll do one. I mean, I'm going to eat tuna on Fridays.
No.
Why?
Because no.
I'm not eating like chicken or turkey or meat.
No. Just fruits, veggies, water.
I'm going to throw up.
You'll be okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be okay throwing up.
She's one that cannot go without meat.
Bruh.
See, she cannot go without meat, so I need to show her the way. So one day
You're also the one
week.
that only eat 1 meal a day.
So what?
So I got to show you the ways I've actually had to eat.
Fine, we'll both do that then. I'll eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, and you can go 1 day a week without meat, and that goes for fishy products as well.
I feel like fishy products should not count.
Yes, they count. Fruits, vegetables. You can eat nuts. You can have some beans if you want. You can get your protein if you feel like it. But no meat. Nothing that was once had eyes. Okay? Nothing that once had eyes.
Grapes have eyes.
They don't.
They do if you put two little eyeballs and chocolate chips. Cookies. Okay.
So yeah, guys, we're going to be keeping you aware. I don't think my baby probably doesn't want to do the weigh in, but we'll tell you guys how much we lost.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll tell you guys each week how much we've lost. We'll weigh ourselves in the morning of the day before we do the podcast. So Saturday mornings, maybe, I guess. If we do it on Saturdays, we'll weigh ourselves Saturday morning. I was gonna say right before the podcast, but no, because it'd be like at the night and we'll be heavy by then. So we're gonna do it
when we first wake up on Saturdays.
Yes. So yeah, excited about that. Get this crap together so I can look good on my wedding day.
All dramatic wedding day.
So yeah, I'm excited about that.
But right now we're gonna eat a whole bunch of crap, so it's all good.
Yeah, why not? What are you making for dinner tonight?
I'm not telling you.
Oh yeah, she's not telling me, but I thought she might tell y'all, which in turn would tell me.
I'm making spaghetti.
She's not making spaghetti.
Yeah, I'm making spaghetti with chicken. It's gonna be so good. I saw a new recipe for it, so I'm gonna try it.
She's not making spaghetti, guys. Cause we had spaghetti twice last week, so I would.
No, we didn't. We only had once.
Well, it was like a Friday and a Monday or something. It was very close together. Okay. So I don't think that we're doing spaghetti tonight.
Why not? You don't know. I could make spaghetti tacos.
Well, she makes spaghetti squash. Spaghetti. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but you didn't eat your dinner yesterday, babe. I saw it in the fridge.
Because you gave me permission to eat an Impossible Burger.
When did I give you permission to eat an Impossible Burger?
When you said I could eat whatever I want.
So that means, I made you dinner, so you didn't eat it?
I ate an Impossible Burger. Because I really want. I made this chicken Impossible Burger, and I was like, I want an Impossible Burger. They used to I could eat whatever I want, so I was like, I'm eating an Impossible Burger. So I had an Impossible Burger, and it was delicious. After
I woke up, slaved over the kitchen to make you some dinner.
Doc will eat it right now.
No, because then you're going to ruin the dinner that I'm making now, so.
What are you making?
I'm not telling you.
Darn.
You thought.
I tried it.
You tried
it, guys. But, guys, I think that is everything.
That concludes our
for
podcast.
this week. What's coming up this week? Nothing.
We do. We got health, lifestyle
I'm talking about
changes.
like activities, like things that are happening important.
I work, so that's
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
We're going to be starting our anime channel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But we're never going to stop So Mixed Up, guys, just for the record. We're going to do So Mixed Up till we're dead. Because that's our personal channel where we're going to be doing all our fun stuff and our challenges and our vlogs.
We're just trying to branch out.
We're expanding. And I want to do it, but I don't want to put it all on the So Mixed Up channel. That's why we're going to just start a new channel to do it. Because I feel like we got our vlogs, we got our sit down videos, our challenges, and our podcast on the So Mixed Up channel. So we can't add anime videos to it. And it will look really out of place. Everything else kind of looks.
I feel like our podcast looked out of place on that one too.
I think so. I think we should make a channel for that, or just don't record it video no more.
I feel like we should record a video. I really like the audio.
Just like doing audio. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the audio just better because I feel like we don't have to worry about like y'all don't know
getting
this.
Dressed.
Pretty much getting dressed, and also like y'all don't know that we secretly like pause the podcast to turn on the video, like when with the pause it turn on, pause it turn. I feel like if we can just
keep talking for the whole whatever instead of every 30-minute chop.
Yeah, and nobody watches the video.
It's true. You guys don't watch our podcast videos.
I feel like
so. All right. We can stop recording it. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I can be in my PJs.
Or nothing.
Ha 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 ha. Y'all won't even know. Y'all just
like, what's that slurping sound?
We're done.
That would be for me. But,
we're done.
Yeah.
We're gonna edit that part out.
No, I don't edit nothing. This is all raw. All right. But yeah. So we'll stop recording and we'll just but the animal golly, the anime channel is coming.
Yes.
We're gonna start filming some videos maybe this weekend since we're not doing the podcast tomorrow. We'll have some time to watch some anime or something. But yeah, so thank you guys for listening. That is all. We out. Peace. Say something. You never sign off. It's always me like we out. Peace. And then
I do because I just be like that's your thing.
Hear that?
Well, they can see it, but
we're not doing this no more. So
I know.
Sign off.
I'll say it and sign out later. I'll come up with a better one later.
Deuces.